Technology is seductive when its affordances meet our human vulnerabilities.
It's an interesting thing about human connection. Everyone wants to connect to somebody. Everyone wants to have a friendship, have a relationship. There is an inherent darkness in human nature. We used to be warned not to accept candy from strangers. Now it's don't accept friend requests from people you don't know. With the advent of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's so easy to be targeted by someone who desperately wants to connect with you who you shouldn't be connecting with. Look at the headlines in terms of James Franco. If you haven't heard, James Franco has come under storm for trying to pick up a 17-year-old girl through Instagram direct messages. Now, this storm of controversy that has sparked since James Franco has made these direct messages to an underage girl, surely he is not the only older man that is direct messaging underage girls on Instagram. The only reason James Franco has come under public scorn is because James Franco is famous. He's a household name. You've seen Spider-Man. You've seen Spring Breakers. You've seen Your Highness and Freaks and Geeks. You know who James Franco is. Just me mentioning your name, you close your eyes, you get a mental picture of who he is. But what about the millions of men sitting behind a computer screen right now saying, I want to be your friend to a vulnerable little girl or a vulnerable little boy? It's everywhere. People are just so predatory when they're given an anonymous mask. I've told this man that I'm a 13-year-old female from British Columbia who is lonely. And now he's asking why I'm lonely and if I'll be his friend. He's 21 years old.
We can't get enough of each other if we can have each other at a distance in amounts that we can control. That's the new promise. The ability to hide from each other even as we are continually connected to each other.
There's no such thing as being anonymous on the internet.
Why?
Because your IP address traces who you are, and even if you use blockers such as Tor, routers that will allow you to access a different point, soon it will be noted that if you have one of these programs, you're going to be defined as having malicious intent behind you. Whether or not there really is malicious intent is connecting to another human being nowadays. Is it being an associate through LinkedIn or a Facebook friend or a Twitter follower or being on Instagram? Connection is just something that's being completely redefined, and I think having private connection is something that is really important with another human being, and yet that private connection is incapable of being created in the digital realm. How we distance ourselves from the real world and screen time is really interesting. I find that the more time we find ourselves on these screens, the more truly disconnected we are with one another when we are in person. I've removed myself from Facebook recently because I do not like how it was allowing me to obsess and project myself in a way which was completely controlled, yet not controlled at all. I think there's a lot of power that can be had with social media online.
Is the future of human connection digital?
I hope not, but I guess it is. I guess we are moving into a world that is so digital that we can't access water without having sensors. The world we are moving in is so digital that we can't open doors without RDF chip cards, or we can't turn sinks on without some sort of motion sensor detecting us. Will we become just basically clouds, data? I don't know. I guess it removes this horrible thing that is distance, but yet distance is so great because it allows us to be uniquely defined.